What is this on the wall of my uncle's cabin? Now it's just a decoration, but I wonder what was it used for before it became a piece of art on the wall. Around 16 inches tall, it has some numbers on it, with 2 round pieces at the bottom part. It looks like a bottle jack, or an old press of some sort. Does anyone have a clue what this is and what it was used for? It's an antique pasta press, with a couple of extrusion dies, from the early 20th century. It was used for manually making fresh pasta, typically with the help of a special bench or a wooden board to secure it to the work table. To use it, simply unscrew the long screw, insert a piece of fresh pasta dough into the cylinder, and then tighten the screw. Its small piston will press the dough against the mold, producing raw pasta, ready to cook and serve. What is this vintage kitchen utensil, and what is it for? About 8 inches long and is completely made of steel. The side has the text Dexter stainless, and I have already looked up the company, but I could not find a place to see their old products. It is a kitchen utensil from the 80s, but I can't figure out what it could be used for. Any insight into what this could be? That's a bone dust scraper. From the 70s to the 80s, a specialized butchery hand tool used to remove fine bone particles and marrow dust left on meat surfaces after it is sawed. It improves the meat's appearance, texture, and ensures a better eating experience by removing gritty texture and preventing off flavors, while revealing the meat's natural marbling. What is this thing I found in my yard in upstate New York? It's 5 inches long, about 3/8 inches thick, and made of iron. I've also found old bottles in the yard. I'm thinking maybe an old wood joint to keep bigger pieces together. Any insight into what this could be? It's an antique farrier's horseshoe clinch cutter, used to remove horseshoes by cutting or straightening the clinched nails. It is a crucial tool for removing a shoe without damaging the hoof wall. The tool is placed with the flat side against the hoof wall and the blade under the clinch. When struck with a hammer, it cuts through or lifts the clinch, allowing the nail to be removed. I found this odd little clamp in a cigar box, along with a bunch of Civil War era musket tools and gear at an estate sale. It's a weird little clamp that may be some sort of musket or pistol tool, circa mid-1800s. It's about 3 inches long and 1.5 inches at its widest point, and it opens to about 1/2 inch. No marking or stamps that I can see. I've googled all the words, all the descriptors that relate to this strange little tool, but nothing comes up. What the heck is it for? It's an early 1900s clip-on spur for a bass drum, used to anchor a bass drum and prevent it from sliding forward while being played. They are designed to simply clamp onto the bass drum's wooden hoop, with the spike tip pointing toward the floor to provide traction. This specific design was common in the 1910s through the 1930s by manufacturers like Leedy and Ludwig. During our house renovation, this was found underneath the foundation. It looks to be a medal of some sort. The eagle is holding a sword, the 2 cannons are crossed behind it, and the cannonballs are stacked in a formation beneath the cannons. On the back of the medal, it looks to have the word Army inscribed on the top left outer ring. I would appreciate any information on it. It's a Grand Army of the Republic Civil War era membership badge. They commonly have a medallion hanging from them to commemorate anniversaries of service. It's a symbolic medal worn by Union Army veterans after the Civil War to signify membership in the organization, established in 1866. It serves as a historical artifact representing the camaraderie of soldiers and the GAR's role in preserving war memories and promoting Memorial Day. What is this thing I found in an old box in Great Falls, Virginia? It was found in our neighbor's old US Army crate that has no visible date, only a label that says California on the crate. There seems to have been writing on the top of the tube at some point, but it isn't clearly visible anymore. It is made of steel and is quite rusty. I am assuming it is possibly some old piece of US military kit. The shovel end screws inside the tube, and way too thin of a head to be a trench shovel, I think. What is this thing, and when do you think it was made? It's not a military item. It's a mid-century fishing rod holder and bait digging apparatus. The spike part is inserted into the tube for storage, where it screws in. When screwed out, it screws onto the tube for use, where the spike would be placed into the ground or sand. It also serves as a spike or trowel in digging for bait, and when it may be desired, it was also used for digging holes in sand for the momentary burying of the fish caught. What is this metal tack embossed with 43 found on the sash of an exterior window on a pre-Civil War era house in the northern portion of the state of Virginia? I am not the first to ask this question. I came across a 3-minute video of a contractor renovating a house, asking what it is. The house was built approximately 40 years before the US Civil War, and there are many accounts of both Union and Confederate activity around the house. I tried to Google 43, brass tack, and Civil War, but didn't get anything. It's some sort of a pin, but is it even associated with a military uniform? Or maybe a construction or a surveying marker? Does any of you know of any Union or Confederate units associated with the number 43? If anyone has any thoughts or theories on this little 43 brass pin, please let me know. It's a numbered metal tack for storm windows, used to identify wooden storm windows and screens, ensuring they match specific window frames for easy seasonal swapping. One tack is placed on the window frame, while matching tacks are applied to the top or side of the corresponding storm window and screen. Because older house windows are rarely identical, these tacks allow you to label a sash and its corresponding window sill to avoid mismatching. They are made of rust-proof white brass or zinc, typically available in sets numbered 1 to 25 or 26 to 50, and feature sharp, barbed prongs to anchor into wood, remaining legible for decades. What is this unnamed military tool in a museum? It is similar to a big wooden spoon, with an end that claps a small bell when struck down. The collection has items from the Civil War and both World Wars, and image search showed nothing relevant. Here's the description that accompanies the thing in the military collection. This unnamed article belongs to Post No. 9 American Legion. We do not know what it was used for, but it is designed to make a ringing noise when used to hit the table. I've hit my end of research capabilities, so please help me figure out what this is. Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.